This is the first of many lawsuits that are coming.
Devin Nunes filed a lawsuit in Virginia State Court, and it's against Twitter as an organization and two anonymous accounts, one that is purporting to be his cow and one that's purporting to be his mother. And the fourth defendant is a Republican strategist. It's a defamation suit. It's also saying that he was insulted, that Twitter is responsible for the insults of these anonymous accounts because they should have known or should have policed their platform better so that he wouldn't have been emotionally upset.
Twitter becomes the gaslighting for all of the news, and when they're regulating us, they're proliferating out things that they agree with the algorithms that they develop. How is it that every day there's conservatives that are being banned?
For him to succeed on a defamation case, he has to prove that there was a false statement of facts made about him. And since he's a public official as a U.S. congressman, the standard changes and he has to show actual malice. He needs to prove that a statement of fact was made about him and that it was false. The issue with his case is that a lot of the statements that he alleges are not going to be determined in a court of law to actually be a statement. They're not something that can be proven as fact.
This is more than just conservatives. Every American should care about this if they care about the First Amendment, because the press has definitely changed. This is part of the continuing Russia investigation. We're not going to just let all these fake news stories that were written about this investigation, about this hoax, that were lies. We're going to challenge every single one of them in court. We're just starting with Twitter.
Legal experts have questioned what Devin Nunes' motivations are in filing the lawsuit. A lot of legal experts have said that this case is not going to succeed. There are some people that believe what Devin Nunes is trying to do is bring attention to this issue and ultimately change the law.
How is it possible that I can be attacked relentlessly hundreds of times a day by fake accounts?
Devin Nunes is uniquely positioned as a U.S. congressman to introduce legislation that could change the Communications Decency Act. But it's not something that the courts by themselves can change. Something like Facebook or Twitter, social media platforms, under the Act, they're considered distributors and not publishers. If someone's a distributor and not a publisher, a court would look to whether or not they've done anything to alter the content. And really, unless Twitter or Facebook or the host site does something to alter the content or edit it or is a co-creator of it, they're generally shielded from liability under this Act. Another thing that Devin Nunes is positioning himself to do, according to some legal experts, is that he wants to have the Supreme Court reassess what the law is when it comes to public officials.
I have many millions of followers on Twitter, and it's different than it used to be. Things are happening, names are taken off, people aren't getting through. You've heard the same complaints. And it seems to be if they're conservative, if they're Republicans, if they're in a certain group, there's discrimination and big discrimination.
In recent years, there's been a lot of discussion from conservatives that they've been censored online, be it Twitter or Facebook. Tech companies like Twitter and Facebook have very adamantly maintained the position that they don't censor anything based on political affiliation. As Devin Nunes said in his complaint, being a part of Twitter is a necessity for American democracy right now. In light of the 2016 election, it's important to start considering the role of these major tech companies and social media platforms when it comes to campaigning and voting, and the effect that it'll have on the American people in their confidence in the election system.
All right, let's do something. Hey, it's Wesley Lowery of the Washington Post here. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all of our latest reporting, analysis, and stay up to date on what's going on in the world around you.
Have you read all those books?
No, not even close.